now. Yeah, we've got a couple more people coming in, so I'll welcome them in. Welcome to the new people who have just turned up today. Hope you're well and that you're ready for the session. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, Helen, your first time. Good to see you here. 10th time. Emma, well done. I think you've been here since the get-go, so yeah. I think we're up to session 11 or something. So this has been going for a while. And I do want to say that we just had a bit of a milestone. We've got 100 people in the group now. My goal is to get to 1,000. So if you want to bring a friend along to one of these sessions because you enjoy it, please do so. That would be amazing. I'd love to get this to as many people as possible because I know I find it helpful for myself when I'm doing the sessions the next day. Now, let's just get into the session. My name is David Keith Turner. I am a mindset transformation coach who specializes in helping ambitious optimists who feel stuck to transform their mindset and level it up so that they can align their mindset with the next level of their life. Most people don't realize that it's usually our mindset that's keeping us stuck. It's not our abilities. It's not, confidence is a part of your mindset. So it is a bit of confidence, but it's our mindset that keeps us stuck from going up to that next level in our lives. So most people don't try and upgrade their mindset. They just try and do things. But if you don't believe you're capable of doing it, if you don't believe you deserve it, then generally speaking, you'll go up a little bit and come back to where you believe you should be. So in today's session, we're going to be covering releasing guilt. Now, if you're anything like me, there's a few moments in my life I look back on and I'm like, I do not feel good about that. Oh, I should have acted differently. I should have done something. I should have been nicer. I should have been kinder. I should have been smarter. First, I have to understand that most of the time we're operating with our level of conscious awareness that we have at the time. It's easy to look back and say we should have done these things, but we've learned something through that experience. Now, sometimes we've learned something negative about ourselves that we don't like, which then further perpetuates that guilt. And sometimes we learn something that makes us feel good about ourselves. And then we don't repeat that lesson as we move through our life. Now, guilt is a lower level emotion. We have lots of different emotions that we experience. If you've ever seen the David Hawkins scale of consciousness, you can see guilt is right down the bottom. It's right there with anger, resentment, jealousy. It's not in a good space. Now, what we have to understand is why this is important is whatever emotional state we're in, that's what we're in harmony with attracting. If you're feeling guilty right now and something good comes your way, you're most likely to reject it or not even see it because you're not in a receptive state to that. You don't feel that you deserve it. So if you're feeling guilty and a job opportunity comes along or the right partner comes along and you're still feeling guilty for how you acted beforehand, you're actively blocking the good that you want. I like to think of it this way. Any negative emotion that you're holding toward yourself, the world, it's like you've got a rope over your shoulder and behind all the negative emotions in a bag. And they're like anvils just dragging along the ground. And you'll get to a point in your life that once those negative emotions build up too much, they'll either start pulling you backwards or they will keep you stuck. If you want to move forward in your life, we need to release them. We need to trade guilt for gratitude. We need to trade resentment for happiness for other people. As soon as we do that, as soon as we release those negative emotions that we're holding onto and we replace them with positive ones that pull us forward, that's when we can actually move our life forward. So that's really important to know. It's not just about, hey, let's get rid of this guilt. I don't want to feel bad anymore. No, I want to move on. I want to grow. I want to expand. Negative emotions lead to us suppressing ourselves. The uniqueness and the amazing person that you are when you're feeling negative emotions is suppressed. Whenever you see someone and they're like, talking and they're really excited, they don't try and suppress it. They express it. Positive emotions are expressed. They feel good. They feel light. You see it. They don't, you don't ask someone, oh, how are you going today? And they just sit there and go, I'm so excited right now. I don't want to tell anyone. You can see it. They're happy. You can see it on their face. You can see it in their body language. When someone's not in a good place, you can see it. And it's going to hold you back. So we need to understand that it's not just the negative emotion that we're feeling that's damaging ourselves in that moment. It's holding us back. So we need to release it if we want to move forward. It's not just a nice idea. It's something that's necessary. Some people try and do lots of things to get around it. I'm telling you now, I've tried many things. There's no way around it. Okay, so if we're going to swap ourselves over to the positive state, how can we do that? We're sitting there feeling really guilty. How are we going to do that? Now, this is where a lot of people don't understand what they think that gratitude is this kind of just, band-aid for everything. Oh, just do a gratitude on it. Just feel gratitude. If you can feel gratitude. What they're not understanding is gratitude is one of the highest levels of conscious awareness that you can be. If you can start to feel grateful for something that you did because of the learning you had, because of the way that it's actually caused you to grow as a person, then you're able to move on. It's a fantastic tool. I actually had chronic fatigue syndrome for 16 years, and I felt so freaking resentful towards the world, angry at myself for letting it happen. The moment I wrote gratitude on my gratitude pad, I'm grateful for having chronic fatigue syndrome because I've learned humility. I've learned how to look after my health. I've learned to see this world and see how much people struggle and have compassion for them. The moment I wrote that and truly felt it, it's not just an intellectual, it's got to be on an emotional state. I felt it. I felt a shift in me, and suddenly I was able to release it and move forward. Now, why do we feel guilt? It's because we have violated something that we find important. That's what it really is. There's something that you could do and not feel any guilt at all about. And if I did it, I would feel horrible. Why? Because I violated something that is the highest value for me. My 3 are personal development, health, and intimate relationships. When I don't do my journaling, I don't read, I don't listen to podcasts, I feel guilty. Why? Because I know it's important to me. When I violate my health, I eat crappy foods. I see other people just eat all this crap and they don't feel anything. But I sit there, I ate a hamburger today and I tried really hard not to feel guilty about it. But I did feel a little bit of like, you shouldn't be eating this. And I've had to process that. And same with intimate relationships. If I do something that makes my partner upset, I feel horrible. And I can see other people piss off their partners so much and they don't care. And I don't understand it. But we have to understand that that's why we're feeling guilt. We've violated something that's important to us. So I'd love for you to take a pen and paper now, and we're going to do some journaling exercises to hopefully shift a little bit of that guilt that we've been feeling and just let it go. So take a pen and paper, and I like to just write down as a heading, Mindful Mondays, releasing guilt, and maybe a date. I like to organize it like that so I can just go back and see where it was. And then once you've written that, start with the questions. And number 1 is, what is the situation or action that you're feeling guilty about? Let's get right into it. And now with that number 1, I like to start my journaling with a way of writing it to start the thought process, because for some people it's difficult. So I want you to write this. The thing I feel guilty about right now is. So write that and then see what comes up. I want you to just try and think of something that you're feeling a little bit guilty about right now. Doesn't have to be something that's destroying you. It can be feeling guilty that you've been on your phone way too much, that you didn't message your mum back. Just something that you're feeling guilty about right now. If at any point you feel a bit triggered or anything, just close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths and just tell yourself that you're okay, you're here, you're working on it, and that you're proud of yourself. Anything like that. If anything comes up for you throughout this whole session, just take a moment to pause and do a few deep breaths. Or you can even message me in the chat and just say I'm struggling, and that's okay. And I'll send you a message after the call. All right, cool. Now, hopefully you've got something that you're feeling a little bit guilty about. Maybe you ate too much chocolate yesterday. Now, number 2, I want you to write number 2 underneath. Which one of my highest values do I feel I've violated? Maybe you've not written back to your mum is your value on family. So you can start this by saying, I feel I've violated my value of. Could be health, could be personal development, could be trust, could be honesty. There's something that you value quite highly, and most likely you have violated it with this action. Violated it. sounds a little harsh, but you've gone against it. It's not making you feel good. And you feel free to write a few, maybe honesty, integrity, authenticity, health. Maybe you bought a pair of Adidas when you're a Nike person, so you feel like you violated your brand allegiance. Now, under this, I want you to write the number 3 and answer this question. How would forgiving yourself for this be beneficial to you? So you can start the line by saying, forgiving myself will help me, and just see what comes up. So forgiving myself for this will help me. Just see what comes to you. Just let your mind explore. Take a deep breath if you need to. Let your mind just think of it in a new way that you may have not thought of before. Maybe it'll help you feel good about yourself. Help you understand that you're imperfect and that's okay. Now you may have got a bit of a run going there, and maybe you want to just leave a little bit of space under that to finish that off later and just add to it. I like to do that sometimes, just pick up where my mind was going. And so underneath that, give yourself a few lines if you want to finish it later. I want you to write number 4. And I want you to ask yourself, why are you grateful that this situation happened? This could be very difficult, but this is the work of shifting your perspective of the situation. Maybe some good came out of it that you haven't really been paying attention to. You've been focused on the negative pole of why you feel guilty, why you feel bad, and you've missed the whole point of the learning, the positive, the lesson you learned, the boundary that you learned to uphold, that you are okay being imperfect. Why? So you can start it by saying, I'm grateful for this experience because. I'm grateful for this experience because. Again, just take a deep breath at any point. Just relax into it. Maybe you learned that you can be wrong, and that doesn't make you a bad person. And again, underneath, you can leave a few lines if you want to continue on that exercise later. And the next one is number 5. What is a helpful thought that you will remember if this guilt comes up again? What's something that you can tell yourself in that moment when it comes up? And you can start this by saying, I refuse to experience guilt for this situation because. And whatever feels like the most compelling reason, I refuse to experience guilt for this situation because. And maybe it's because I deserve to be happy. Gesundheit there, Sanya. So again, I refuse to experience guilt for this situation because. Amazing. And now, again, leave some room, or you can just finish off the whatever you're writing. And we're gonna do our meditation now. So I want you to just kind of move your body around a little bit. When you're processing negative emotions, I truly believe that you feel the issues in the tissues, which is your body. Like when you're saying, I feel anxious, what are you saying? I can feel anxiety running through my body. When you're saying you're feeling excited, you can feel like adrenaline pumping. You're excited. You can literally feel emotional vibration in your body. That's why you can see someone and see they're excited, they're happy, they're sad, they're in a rush. It's expressed. You can feel it. So just move your body around. Just get anything out that's feeling a little bit awkward. You can do some stretches, whatever it is. Just really get yourself comfortable for jumping into meditation. Amazing. Just get yourself nice and comfortable on the seat that you're on. I'm going to start some music and explain how we're going to go about this. So I'm going to share this audio. Hopefully you can hear that nice and clearly. Emma, awesome, amazing, beautiful. Now we're going to start with a breathing exercise, which some people call dragon's breath. Tony Robbins does it in his morning priming. It's basically where we put our arms up and we do inhales in through our nose. If you've got a blocked nose, you can do it through your mouth, but I prefer it through my nose. And on every inhale, push your arms up. And on every exhale, you bring your hands down. Do it really quick. So kind of looks like this, a little bit ridiculous, but it's really good for moving the body. They'll look like this. They do in and out, connected breath without any pause. Make sure there's nothing around you that you're gonna elbow, like a chest of drawers. Don't want any injuries meditating, because that'll be hard to explain to work while you're not in. Get yourself meditating. They'll obviously think you've done it wrong. So just relax into the space, and when you feel ready, you can close your eyes and allow yourself to just arrive into the space. Just take that moment to close your eyes, arrive in the space. Just notice how your body feels while you're moving it to get comfortable. Turn your camera off if you're going to feel awkward about being on camera and doing this breathing technique. Completely fine. Nice and relaxed. And we're going to start this breathing technique, and we're going to do 3 rounds of it. So I'll direct you when to start doing the inhales and the up and down arm movements, and then I'll instruct you when to stop as well. So start by just pulling your hands up around shoulder height beside you. And we're going to do inhales, push up, exhales, bring back down. We're going to start them in 3, 2, 1, go. Now you can just bring your hands down, place them on your lap, and just notice how you feel. Feel any tingling? Increased heart rate? Notice how you feel. Now we're going to go for round 2. Bring your hands up beside your shoulders again. And get ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Now bring your hands back down on your laps. Just notice how you feel and enjoy the feeling, enjoy the sensation, moving your body and breathing. Just do nice deep breaths. And again, just notice any thoughts that are coming up. Is this relaxing you? Is it exciting you? Notice how you feel. And we're going to do our last round of breathing now. So bring your hands up, beside your shoulders. And we're going to do it again in 3, 2, 1, go. Now you can stop, bring your hands back down onto your lap, let your breathing return to normal. Just relax. Become aware again of how you're feeling. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a visualization exercise. And for this, I want you to go into a moment in your past that you feel really grateful for. Maybe it was a day with one of your parents. Maybe someone showed you a great amount of love. Maybe you overcame something. You just feel really grateful for that moment. I want you to step into it right now. Pick a moment, it can be any moment. There's no reason to stress. If you feel like it's not the best moment or there's a better one out there, just pick a moment. I want you to step into the gratitude of that moment. See what you're seeing then now. See the situation. And while you're seeing it, feel that gratitude radiate through you. See yourself smiling, being at peace. Hear the conversations possibly. Really enjoy it. And now, I want you to move into a moment within the last week that you're grateful for. Could be a little moment, could be a big one, just any moment in the last week that you're really grateful for. Might have happened this morning. And I want you to do the same thing. Step into that moment and experience it as if it's happening right now. but feel all the gratitude that was available to you in that moment. I want you to experience it now. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel the emotion, but feel it more intense than you did at that moment. Really step into it and challenge yourself to just really feel it. That's it, you're doing really well. And now we're going to move from this moment into a future moment. I want you to pick a moment that's coming your way, maybe in a week, a month, a year's time, one that you know you're really going to feel grateful for. And you're not going to just step into the moment and just see what it's like. You're going to experience it as if it's already happened. It's already done. Step into that moment. That thing that you've been wanting has come. You've aligned with it and you're so grateful. See what you can see. Hear what you would hear. And feel copious amounts of gratitude for that moment. Take a moment to take a screenshot of that moment in time. Notice some of the details that are very important. Maybe things that you haven't seen before, things that you haven't heard, or feelings that you haven't experienced in relation to that image. Take a quick snapshot of it. And I want you to say to yourself, I deserve this. Repeat that in your mind. I deserve this. Now, I want you to say, I release negative emotions because they serve no one. Last one, I desire to feel really good. I know I can feel really good. One more time. I desire to feel really good. I know that I can feel really good. Amazing. And now I want you to just start becoming aware of the space that you're in again. As you allow yourself to come back into this moment, where you are, back into your body. And start moving fingers and toes. Take a nice deep breath into your stomach, into your lungs, and just release it. Allow yourself to come back into this space. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Amazing. Well done, guys. Well done for being here, for taking the time to go through something like this. Releasing guilt, releasing negative emotions, finding the learning, finding a reason to be grateful for them is a surefire way to change the way that you're feeling. Now, you do that through thinking. Sitting down, writing these requires you to think. The way that we create our reality is we think thoughts, those create emotions within us. Our emotions dictate our behavior, and our behavior dictates our results. If you're feeling guilty, your behavior is going to be in alignment with that emotion. It's going to cause the results. But if you're feeling gratitude, if you're leveling yourself up, you're doing the work by doing the thought work, you can really shift the vibration that you're in. And I tell you what, I went from having chronic fatigue syndrome, being addicted to painkillers, on bipolar medication, anxiety medication, Lyrica, which is for nerve pain killing, clonazepam, which is for as a muscle relaxer and an antipsychotic, and temazepam for sleep. After I started doing these practices, I got off all of them. I went from working 22 hours a week to back to full time for the first time in my adult life. I did that by releasing these negative thoughts that I had about the world. It serves no one for you to feel negative emotions, except for to learn so that you can grow. And that's why I'm so passionate about what it is that I do, because there is so much locked up within us that we're afraid to let out because we feel that we should feel guilty, angry, resentful at our past actions, and we don't need to. All your loved ones want you to feel good. They want you to rise yourself up. And some of them because they want you to do stuff for them. So maybe they have a bit of an ulterior motive there. But it feels good to let go of negative things and bring in positive emotions. So I hope tonight you felt a little bit of a shift and you felt yourself feel a little bit better. Every time you feel a little bit better, you're going to express more of the amazing stuff within you. You might be inspired to create that post right now, right? It's part of that book. Quit that job that you've been wanting to for a while, whatever it is. But when you move into emotional positive states, it's helpful. I'm not saying that your negative one is not justified or anything like that. If you're feeling crap, there's a good reason for it. But it's a good idea to try and let go where you can and to move forward. So I want to thank you all for being here. It's been an amazing session. I'm going to stay on for a few minutes if anyone wants to chat, talk about something that came up for them, or you can just send me a message on in the meetup group or on social media, David Keith Turner on all the platforms. But yeah, I'm going to end the recording. So thank you for being here. Give yourselves a pat on the back, by the way. I actually physically do this. Put a hand on your back and just pat yourself. Just say, well done. Well done. You could have watched Netflix. You could have, I don't know, watched heaps of cat videos of them doing cute things. But instead you were here working on your emotional state of being. And that is freaking amazing. So well done. Good work.